Today we've got a little bit more from Warhammer games coming out soon. We've also got a revamped Paragon, and look out, because Friday the 13th is here.
Hello.
You freeze, and your life doesn't flash before you because you're too fucking scared to think. You just freeze and pull a stupid face.
What's up, all you gorgeous beasts out there? We've got another daily dose for you. Today we have a little bit of news on new Warhammer franchise. They are coming out with games left, right, center, up, down, inside, out, and all around. It's crazy how many Warhammer games are actually being produced. The multitude of them are pretty bad, ramping up to averagely okay, in my opinion. And every now and then we get a shiner, and it looks like that's what we're in the house for. I don't know. Dawn of War 3. We all know it's coming. We've seen some of the trailers. It is looking pretty interesting. I have to say, Dawn of War 1, loved it. Massive fan of the RTS style. Dawn of War 2, I liked it in a different way. I liked the small squad tactics in Dawn of War 2. It was kind of cool. However, the multiplayer kind of suffered a lot for it, I felt, because they were trying to play small group tactics on an RTS scale map, and everything just kind of went a little bit funky, in my opinion. However, Dawn of War 3, it is starting to look pretty impressive. If you haven't checked it out, get out there and have a look at it. Well worth a little goosey gander, so to speak. There's a new trailer out, showcasing a little bit of the factions that are going to be in the game. If you want to have a look at that, down below in the comments, there's a link to an article where you can watch that, or otherwise check it out. I'm sure it's on YouTube as well, somewhere. If you just look up Dawn of War 3, you will find it. Honestly, big fan of Warhammer 40k, big fan of the Dawn of War series, and while I did enjoy Dawn of War 2, I thought that it was probably not the best, especially in the multiplayer side of things, and I would love to see a return to the epic battles of Dawn of War 1, where you had so much carnage that could go on, and it was good times. Good Warhammer 40k times. So if you're excited about that game, check it out. Check out the new trailer, and let us know what you think. We've also got Paragon. Has been revamped. It's been completely and utterly revamped. It's not the same game. I played Paragon when it first went into beta and everything. I thought it was a good MOBA, but it really did. It got its wires crossed, really, is what it did. It felt like it should be a really fast-paced, action-y sort of title, and for most parts, the game sort of played like that. But then when you went into combat, it had the very slow tick damage of most MOBAs, especially in the first half of a match. Towards the end, it got a little bit more bursty and a bit more interesting, but was definitely very slow combat style and didn't fit the visual aesthetic of the game. And I really did enjoy it. There were some characters on there that I really dig, and I am looking forward to getting back and playing a little bit of that, because why not? It has been revamped, and The map is now smaller, combat is a bit more fast-paced. They've made a whole bunch of changes. I believe it's called the Monolith, Paragon Monolith patch or update. Really interesting to look at, and if you want to learn a little bit more about it and how to get in and start gaming in this now post-Monolith update, I have a link down below to an article on PC Gamer where you can find some tips on coming into the game, what to look at, what to look out for, and get familiar with it. I will definitely be jumping in and playing a little bit more. I love the aesthetics for it. I think it's a really fun game. The first game that I ever played pre-Monolith was... it went for about 2 hours. Now, a MOBA doesn't go for 2 hours, and typically these games don't go for 2 hours either. However, we had a really interesting game where we had some people leave the match, a couple of people leaving the match early on, through to only having 2 of us left against the opposition at the end. Luckily, we weren't up against anyone with any kind of knowledge of the game, otherwise we would have lost for sure. But it was an epic long haul to finally win the match. But it was epic, and that was great, and I really enjoyed it. But I just wish that the combat itself was a bit more fast-paced, and with your movement and everything, you know, the smaller map, I think, does cater to that a lot more. So, if you're interested in that, check out a few tips and everything for getting back into it, courtesy of PC Gamer, and get out there and try it out, because the post-Monolith updates have completely changed the way that Paragon plays. And it is much more fast-paced, action-oriented MOBA, if that is what you are looking for. Go out and get it. Just do it. Don't even think about it, just do it. Finally, we have Friday the 13th, the game. It is in beta. Lots of people streaming it up on Twitch. If you want to jump over there, where we are right now, and check it out. There's a lot of top streamers currently streaming content on it. It looks great, taking cues, of course, from games like Dead by Daylight, which introduced a very cool system of survival versus, I guess you'd call it a chaser or something. Somebody who plays as the bad guy and gets to chase you all down and kill you, and you can play as survivors in a group and try and outwit them. Not a new concept by any means. There have been games in the past that have done this to varying effect. I remember a number of games back in the day that were quite enjoyable along the same sort of lines. But definitely kind of an interesting and fun concept to have for these games. And Friday the 13th takes it a little bit further, where it gives you the opportunity to group up with all your friends and then pick who is going to be the psychotic murderer. It is not completely random like a lot of these games. You don't just pick which one you want to go in as and then queue for that. You can actually go and do a private game session and organize your fun your own way. So, Friday the 13th, beta's out now. If you've got access to it, awesome. If you don't, you can probably jump over and try and find out how to get access. I'd definitely like to get in and try it out with a few friends. It's looking pretty good. It's beta. It's still in beta, so do not expect it to be completely flawless. It's still a little bit glitchy. Kill animations don't exactly play out as planned. I was watching a stream earlier where Jason was chasing people and he picked him up. And nothing happened, and then the guy died. So, you know, It's not perfect, but it's still in beta. It's looking like a lot of fun. Get out and try it out. That's it for us today. Hope you enjoyed. Kakite, have a great day, all that kind of business. We will see you again soon.